The gym can feel like a frat house, loud, rowy, and intimidating as hell, but it doesn't have to always feel that way. If you've ever felt like everybody else got the memo on how to gym and you somehow missed it, this video is for you. I'll walk you through how I got comfortable in the gym as a queer person and someone who isn't jacked, navigating what can be toxic vibes and also those internal fears without pretending like they don't exist. I'll share with you an ultra simple workout plan, plus the one piece of equipment that I recommend for building confidence without attracting any unwanted attention. If the gym has ever felt like a place where you don't belong, I promise you're not the only one. And spoiler alert, as long as you care about being and doing better for your body, you do belong. I'm Anthony Wagner, and this is Queer Efficiency, where I help fellow productivity nerds and fitness nerds solve tiny problems. Alrighty, this is a little bit of a departure from my normal content. I just did a series on setting up a workout tracker in Notion, and I love doing Notion content. And this will have a little bit of that because I'm going to recommend that you download that tracker. But I wanted to acknowledge some of this gym culture intimidation stuff and talk about that as someone who has gone on a body transformation journey over the past 5 or so years and went from hating the gym, hating strength training, never wanting to do it, and then kind of begrudgingly doing it, to someone who loves it, and I'm literally there 7 days a week now. Now, I'm not saying that's something you have to do by any means. You don't have to go 7 days. You don't have to be there at 6:30 a.m. like I am every day. This is about dealing with some of that internal fear in maybe a slightly different way than you're used to hearing. Gyms are a very heteronormative space. They have I hesitate to put the word toxic on it, but probably toxic masculine energy about them. I'm not going to solve toxic masculinity today, but I think, going to help you solve the intimidation piece. Toxic masculinity is a problem, but I actually think it's more of the symptom of what's going on, more of a byproduct of what's going on. At least for me, if I dug one level deeper, what I realized is that I know these people are going to exist at the gym, and what I am afraid of is being seen doing something foolish, looking foolish, not knowing what I'm doing, not knowing how to operate the equipment, doing something wrong. That's the thing that prevented me from taking those steps in the first place. It was that fear of looking foolish, of drawing attention to myself in a negative way, that really drove the undercurrent of my gym intimidation. As I said in the intro, it's like everyone got some memo or went to some class and I didn't get it or wasn't invited to the class, and they all just know how to do gym stuff, and I have no idea how they know. One of the key things about this video is that I'm not going to say that we shouldn't feel intimidated, that people aren't looking at us, and they're probably not, to be honest. Like, most people don't care. They're not paying attention to anyone else but themselves. While that's true, it doesn't mean by saying that poof, all those feelings are suddenly gone and everything is better and the logic wins the day. Of course it doesn't. We can't just logic away that underlying fear, but we can do things to mitigate it. So before I go any further, let me just talk for a second. I'm not a fitness trainer. I'm not an expert in this area. I just have experience, and I recognize from a bunch of other creators saying basically freshmen would rather look up to the sophomore than the senior. It's kind of that. Like, I'm not a professional. I'm not trying to claim that I know everything. I'm just sharing what has worked for me and how I've gotten to this point on my journey. I've lost 130 pounds. I've done that through a combination of things. It started about 5 to 7 years ago. I was 310 pounds then. And at the beginning, through basically diet changes, I managed to lose about half of the weight that I lost. Then my body stalled. And I'm not trying to say that I got there before everyone else, but I did. I was like the OG Ozempic baby. My doctor was aware of this medication way before it ever entered the zeitgeist. My doctor was giving me samples of that when they were going around marketing it to doctors' offices. So that drug definitely helped my body along with what it was just refusing to do for the longest time. Now, I will say, from a weight loss perspective, I have found, and this is becoming more common knowledge, but I'm not going to claim to be an expert. I'm not referencing studies. I just know that from my body's perspective, diet is what helped me lose fat. The gym helps me build muscle. And I'm still in that journey. So through a combination of several methods, I managed to lose a lot of body fat. And now I'm at the point where I wanted to gain muscle and to improve my tone. I had a coworker once that said, diet helps you look good, exercise helps you look good naked. And I very much believe that that's the case. Diet will help you lose the fat. Exercise will help you gain muscle. As for my gym routine, where I'm going this frequently, that only started about a year ago. I dabbled in gym life probably since 2018 or so, and I would go, and then I wouldn't go, and then I would go, and then I wouldn't go. Then I was with my ex, and we would go to the gym I go to currently. Maybe 3 times a week we would get there. But as I said, he's now my ex, and last year, July of 2024, we went through a pretty emotionally challenging breakup. And as part of that, I was trying to reclaim some spaces. The gym was mine and my ex's, and then my ex was suddenly no longer in the picture. And so my friend Janet, she's incredible. She, one Sunday, the Sunday after my breakup, which was on a Monday, so about 6 days later, Janet and I went to the gym. It was excruciating going in that space, feeling that overwhelm, being there without him. Went upstairs, did stretching, had a little emotional moment. And all that we did at that point was we got on the treadmill. And as I was on the treadmill, I was feeling all this stuff. And I just planned to walk. Just to get there and to be in the space, I just planned to walk. Well, for whatever reason, I felt like I'm going to speed this up. And I also dabbled in running during COVID. I was able to get to running a 5K. So I've dabbled in running. I haven't in a while, but I was like, I'm going to run. I feel like it right now. I'm on this treadmill. This is what feels right. And in that running, the exercise feeling came up. And it's like it shoved out all that grief. And it was all replaced by this exercise feeling, that fatigue, just the feeling like when you do cardio. That gave me such a welcome break from the grief that I was going through. That 10-minute window was what shifted my entire perspective on the gym. I went from literally prior to that, the gym was a hassle. The gym was a pain. The gym was all this toxic bullshit going on. That 10-minute window flipped my entire paradigm because now it became the thing that helped me take a break from this pain. And from there, I've gone to the gym 100% of days, except for Christmas Day because they were closed. 100% of the days. Since that day, I have gone. It completely shifted my perspective, and now I enjoy going. I like the fitness aspect. I like strength training. That was the thing that lit that spark for me. And why I'm honestly even here talking about the damn gym, because this is not something that I would have ever expected even a year ago. The gym became my safe emotional space, and the fitness followed. Now, I'm not saying that has to be the case for you. You certainly don't, as I mentioned, you don't have to go 7 days a week. You don't have to be there at 6:30 a.m. None of that has to happen. You just have to start going. And what I've learned is that there are a few key tips about how to get around that fear, or how to get through, maybe that's a better way of putting it, how to get through that fear of going to the gym and feeling like you're going to attract attention because you look like a fool. So I'm going to narrow things down. The gym is a huge space. There's all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of equipment. What I recommend for someone, if you've never gone or if you've gone just a little bit, my recommendation based on my experience, start with dumbbells. Dumbbells are simple, they're versatile, and every single one at every single gym functions in the same way. I pick stuff up and I put it down.
So, what do you do for a living?
I lift things up and put them down.
That's what a dumbbell does, and it's very easy to understand how to use. You're not having to freak out about how to do this thing with the bar and put these weights on, and does it clamp, and am I doing it right, and do I have a spotter? I'm not doing this stuff with the exercise equipment like, I don't know, this thing is crazy, it looks weird, it's huge, I don't know how to adjust it, I don't know if I'm doing it right. You can bypass all of that. Dumbbells are simple, and they're versatile. You can work out your entire body with nothing but dumbbells and a weight bench, which we'll talk about in a second. The other big benefit is that because dumbbells are basically all the same, the only variance you're getting is sort of the shape and maybe the color. But a 20-pound dumbbell is a 20-pound dumbbell. It's a little short stick with 2 weights on the end. Like, they're all the same no matter what gym you're going to. Weight benches vary a little, but not crazy, and I have a tip for you on that. If you plan to do nothing but dumbbells, and then you could throw in some treadmill if you wanted to do some cardio, but the strength training is the important piece. And you have a simple plan of what exercises to do, which I'm going to give you because I built a fitness tracker over the last 3 videos, and I'm going to stick in the exercises that I recommend for anyone who's a beginner, those like few, it'll be 5 in each area. You can go pick one area, so say arms, do those few and be done. Now I have some additional stuff to say about that, but what I'm also gonna do, just as a quick aside, in the tracker, I'm gonna add a link to a video to watch that exercise so you can see how it's done. It'll be a YouTube video. And that's the other big bonus of doing dumbbell stuff. Because dumbbells are identical, there is so much free online content. You could Google or YouTube any exercise, bicep curl, tricep extension, whatever. You can Google any exercise and the content that you'll find on YouTube will be universal. It will apply. Unlike having to Google this specific machine, these specific setups, the model, none of that. It's the same. So I can give you a link to the videos that I think will make sense, and you can go and do those. That's tip number 1. Start with dumbbells. Tip number 2 is to prepare at home. My intimidation really centered around, I don't want to look like an idiot. I don't want anyone looking at me. I want to go, I want to do my thing. I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm doing. I want to walk up with confidence, pick up the weights, and do these exercises. The best way to make that happen, prepare at home. Look at the exercises. There should only be 5 in each muscle group. And I would just say rotate through them to start from top to bottom. Start with arms. Then the next time you go down a little bit. So if there's, I don't know exactly how I have it set up, but I think it's core next. If I've got core, you do that. Then it's legs. And you just rotate through them. So you're not doing the same muscle group every day. You have a break. Pick one. So let's say it's arms. Look at the exercises. Watch the videos. And bonus, practice them at home. Just do a little bit. You don't have to do a full set, don't have to do a full workout, none of that. If you don't have dumbbells, go to your pantry, get some cans. I just want you to hold something in your hands and practice the motion that the exercise video tells you. So when you get to the gym, you've done it. You can also rewatch the video at the gym, but if you've practiced it, you'll have more confidence. Now, speaking of the weight bench, that also was a piece of intimidation for me. I was afraid to adjust the weight bench because, again, most of this for me was driven by, I don't want to look stupid. I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want other people watching me and knowing that I don't know what I'm doing. The weight bench was a little bit intimidating. I did kind of just push myself and figure it out. My gym actually has 3 different style weight benches. Why, I don't know. And you adjust them slightly differently. Some have levers. Some just have like an arm that swings when you lift the bench up and it locks into place. And one has a little knob in one spot that you have to pull out to adjust apart. The weight bench isn't intimidating, and I recommend just lay it flat to start. That's the easiest thing. But a tip I have for you, especially if you're new to the gym, when you sign up, typically you're going to be offered a tour by whoever signs you up. As you're walking around, the one thing I recommend that you ask, hey, can you show me how to adjust this weight bench? So you have someone there who can get you over that little piece of intimidation, and then it's done. Once you're past that and you've seen the exercises, that's it. You go, you do those things. That's it. And so then what you've done is you've created this little sphere of comfort. So next time you go, you walk up, you know how to adjust the bench, you grab the weights, you do the exercises really simply, and then you start to grow it. Grab some weights, do the exercises, and if it feels too light, go up a little bit in weight. It'll take you a minute to know what level you're at. If you do download my tracker, which you can get at queerefficiency.com/fitness, it's totally free. If you do download my tracker, you can enter your starting weights so you can keep track of where you were. So you know next time you go to the gym, oh, this is where I was. And you can either keep it the same or adjust up. You go, you adjust your weight bench, you grab your dumbbells, you sit on the bench, you do the 5 exercises to start, and you get comfortable. You'll go through a whole week worth and you've gone through your whole body, and then you repeat it. And after time, what's going to happen? 2 things. 1, because you're comfortable, you'll start thinking, oh, what other exercises could I do? And then you can Google and you can add to the tracker. And so you can change things out. Also, and I found this to be something I didn't expect, but as I sit there, most weight benches at most gyms are positioned in front of a large bank of mirrors, which means you can see all over the place. So while you're doing your exercising, I know like I take breaks between my sets. I'm usually kind of looking around. I spot people doing things, using equipment, and that becomes my, ooh, I could extend. That's interesting. That's a simple piece of equipment I could go use. There's like a machine for back exercises that puts a free weight on it. I had no idea what that was, but then I saw someone using it. And then the next time I was there, it wasn't crazy busy. I was like, I'll go try that. I'll go early. I'm always there early, but I'll go later. I'll go off peak when it's less busy and I can try that. And then suddenly your little bubble of comfort extends a little further. And then you grow and grow. And even if you don't do any of that, the dumbbells mean that you can do a full body workout with something really, really simple. And then your observation as you do it means that you'll grow and become more comfortable. That's how it worked for me. So just a couple mental shifts that help. For the most part, nobody there cares, but that doesn't mean that your brain won't tell you that they do. So using this mentality shift, get my tracker, practice at home, go to the gym and do dumbbells, and then observe and expand as you feel comfortable. That will help getting around because the chances of looking foolish go down dramatically when you do this. As I was talking through this video and thinking about what the core message is, the main takeaway, you don't need to get jacked, you just need to get started. That's all, and then you can slowly get 1% better, 0.5% better, a little better this time. I'll do this a little differently. I'll go rewatch this video on form. There's so many things you can do, but if you keep the plan this big, and the plan's main point is to override that fear of looking foolish, I think you'll have a lot of success. So I gave you the link once before, but just in case, if you want to grab my fitness tracker, it's very simple. You can go, I think I have 4 videos on my fitness tracker at this point. I have 3 showing the setup, and the one before that was on the overview of how it works. It's very simple. I'll pre-populate the template with exercises for you now, and I'm gonna go update it before I publish this video. So by the time you get this, these will be there. I'll put YouTube links in each of the exercises so you can go watch those exercises. I'm gonna do just beginner ones in the tracker, and those are what you start with. You download my tracker, you open Notion on your phone, you go to the tracker, those are the exercises you do. Remember to practice at home, even if it's just with a can or something. Just get the motions down so you're not doing it for the first time at the gym. Figure out how to adjust your weight bench and do your dumbbells. That's it. That's how you start. So if you want that tracker, head to queerefficiency.com/fitness. It's an instant download. You can grab it. It's totally free. I'm not selling anything. You can go get it. And if you're curious how I built it, you can watch the series on how that worked too. All right, that's all I've got for you for this video. If you liked anything that I talked about or found anything helpful, the best way you can let me know is to scroll down and tap the like. That's the easiest. Love that. Tells me what type of content to keep creating. I will say the likes and comments that I've gotten on my other fitness videos so far are what prompted me to create this one. So if you like something, definitely hit the like button and let me know. And if you have any questions or thoughts, please leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much as always for watching. I really hope this helps you in the gym, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.